Om Bhurbhuvassuham Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayantam. So salam everyone, we continue our videos on life and philosophy of our beloved Swami Sri Sathya Sai. In this video more about his philosophy. Well, as you may understand, in this lifetime I was born as Christian, though I'm studying Vedic and Buddhist philosophy a lot. And okay, some of my videos, which are dedicated to the philosophy of Sathya Sai, well, are about his teaching about especially life and mission of Jesus the Christ. And of course, what actually Sathya Sai told us about Jesus the Christ, his life, mission, that's quite important for them. Sai devotees who are Christians. But I think, let me repeat again and again, but actually it's must be important for everyone, because I mean Krishna, Jesus, Buddha, all that great masters of humanity. It actually doesn't matter to which religion you belong. Just that's huge masters. So, and what Sathya Sai told us about this or that great master, I think it must be important for everyone. Well, let me quote from one divine discourse given by our beloved Swami Sri Sathya Sai. That was 1998. Yeah, okay. And then quote. Luke, Peter, and Thomas were among the first few apostles. Of Jesus. Yeah, of course, that's that quote about Jesus. Well, let us contemplate this quite interesting message from Swami. He's mentioning in this divine discourse that Luke, that's name of the person, then Peter, another person, and Thomas, these three are very important disciples. Why this actually very unusual statement? Because normally, according to the New Testament Christian Bible, okay, we know that chief disciple of Jesus was Peter, okay, and his favorite, if we can say, disciple was John, actually, yeah, who later on wrote Gospel according to John, then Revelation, then three letters to the churches. Okay, but what about Luke? The person who we know, Luke, he wrote actually two very important books which are part of New Testament, and that's Gospel according to Luke, and then Acts. So the history of the early church. Well, there are 27 books which are included into New Testament, and actually it's proper to speak about Christian Bible not like this is book. No. Christian Bible is library. 39 books of Old Testament, in Hebrew language people call it Tanakh, and 27 books which are included into New Testament. So it means it's not actually Bible, it's not book, it's library. 39 books plus 27. And this person whom we know as Luke, he was, by the way, a medical doctor, and Swami just telling us that he is one of the most important, disciple of Jesus. But it's very interesting because actually Luke must probably never met Jesus personally, because he was slightly younger and he was actually a Greek disciple of Paul. Okay, well, how it's possible? Yeah. Then, okay, next is Peter. That's obvious because, even according to the Bible, Peter is a chief disciple. But let me remind you that actually when Jesus, was crucified, then was miracle of resurrection, and then he just went physically to paradise. Actually, I believe that when we read this description in Gospels or Acts, how Jesus physically went to paradise, actually this is symbolical description of so-called rainbow body. So that's my belief system. You can support it or not. That actually we know quite number of cases, quite number of real stories how Vedic Hindu or especially Buddhist masters, they just not die, but just disappear into light. Okay, that's rainbow body. One of the greatest examples of that is Ramalinga Swami, whom also people call Valalar, from Tamil Nadu. He lived in 19th century, and as far as I remember, when he was something like 56, I believe, years old, Ramalinga Swami, 19th century, just not so far, and the place where he lived is Vadalur, not like between Chidambaram and Pondicherry. So he just disappeared into light, light body, rainbow body, like this. And I believe that this description, which actually exactly Luke gives us, is the experience of this rainbow body by Jesus the Christ. So that's the reason why, maybe he is very important. And then when we read Acts, so actually this book, which we call Acts of the Apostles, is the book about history of the early Christian church. That's book number 5 in New Testament. And in this book, we know that not only Peter, but also James, brother of Jesus, that's 2 leaders, were actually leaders of the early Christian community in Jerusalem. So, very interesting things. And then Swami mentioning Thomas, actually, unfortunately, he is very famous as the doubting, the guy who didn't believe in the very beginning that Jesus really came back to life. But of course, Thomas was, I think that maybe he was not able to accept, not able to believe into, that Jesus came back to life in the very beginning. It was difficult for him to believe into that, maybe because he was too much, practically, logically thinking guy. Who knows? But okay. What we know about Thomas, there are 12 major disciples of Jesus, and Thomas one of them. Okay, let me mention that actually we have also information not only about boys disciples, but we have female disciples of Jesus as well, and we have not complete, but at least a number of names. So that's also very important, that Jesus was not only guru to the boys but to the girls as well. That's very important. When we read Srimad Bhagavatam story of Krishna, who were Krishna's disciples and devotees, not only Arjuna or Uddhava, but also gopis like Radha, etc. So the same with the Buddha. Yeah, when we take life of Buddha, not only male but female disciples as well. Okay, let's come back to the disciples. Yeah, like 12 major disciples, boys, then female disciples, we don't know how many, but we have quite many names of female disciples of Jesus, and also we have like greater list, not names, but just we know about numbers, 70, 72 disciples, and then even a few hundreds of disciples, and Thomas was among that 12 most important. What is nice about Thomas, that he was the one who actually started his ministry, not west direction from Jerusalem, but east direction from Jerusalem. Most of the Jesus disciples, we call them apostles, of course, went to Greek cities, Italian cities, Egyptian cities, of course, all the cities mostly related to the Greek culture, but of course Rome is the capital of Roman Empire, and of course North Egypt, because that was Alexandrian area, very important culturally. But Thomas was, it seems that only the one who went just opposite direction to modern Iran, that's Persian area, and then to India. And we know that actually when he went to India, the area where he preached, the area of his ministry was a modern area of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. And actually we have his tomb in Chennai. Yeah. And that's easily one of my favorite places, because I think that Christian India, it's an extremely interesting question. There are, as far as I know, 3 major Christian points in India. One of them exactly Chennai. Let's say in Sanskrit, Samadhi Mandiram of Thomas, disciple of Jesus, in Chennai. And what is nice, this is a Mylapore district of Chennai, and just next door is Russian consulate, by the way, and another next door is a place where my Kriya Yoga guru Yogi Rama lived. So it's like very important for me area. And another important Christian place in India, actually, that's Goa, and that's tomb of Saint Francis Xavier. That's 16th century saint, and of course Calcutta. That's Mother Teresa of Calcutta. So it's also nice to know that India, it's not only a Hindu country, not only place where Buddhism was born, but it's Islamic, then Zoroastric, then Christian, then Jain, Sikh culture. Yeah, extremely interesting. So, and Thomas actually he went to India to preach good news message to the South Indian areas, which now we call Kerala state and Tamil Nadu state. So actually this discourse 1998, which I'm just discussing now, when our beloved Swami, he told surprising thing like, look, who was actually not direct disciple of Jesus. Peter, it's okay, yeah, he was really chief disciple. And then Thomas, it's a strange figure, but these 3 disciples, Sathya Sai, in that particular discourse, he called them like very first, very important, very like bright personalities among disciples. And actually, what is the reason for that? Mentioning exactly these three names. First of all, because disciple is not the one who is just sitting next to the guru, in our case Jesus, but disciple is the one who is doing something, who is working to spread the message, who is doing the job of the guru. And for us as Sai devotees, actually that's the same. What does it mean to be a Sai devotee? Of course, for some people it's like, okay, put Swami's photos on the wall and then chant bhajans and then, that's all. But I don't think that's enough, because actually when we study Swami's lectures, divine discourses, it's a clear message of service. Yeah, okay, we have to meditate. Without meditation, I don't believe that we can really realize inner divinity. Yeah, but we have to act, to do something, yeah, to serve society. And why Swami told about this Luke, Peter, and finally Thomas? Because that three guys, they really did something very important to spread the message of Jesus. Because Luke, actually, he was the author, he was disciple of Paul, and he wrote two very important books, Gospel according to Luke and Acts, so the history of early Christian church. And Acts, this very important book, let me repeat, book number 5 in New Testament canon. It's very important because exactly there we have for me it's a very important message. Chapter number 2, doesn't matter, you can be Christian or not, just read chapter number 2, especially beginning of that chapter. It's a huge inspiration which you can experience, because it's experience of the Holy Spirit. Why Jesus was born? Yeah, because his mission was to bring from God the Father this special grace of Holy Spirit. And exactly, Luke, he wrote this book of Acts, where in the 2nd chapter we have description of this amazing story, event, in a very historical event, I believe, for all of us. This is experience of Holy Spirit for his disciples, and later on for everyone. And of course, Peter was the person who was just doing his service for the Jesus. And Thomas, yeah, he was the one who just went to the just opposite direction, yeah, not like crowd. He went east and brought the message to the Indian area, which is also, I think, very, very important. Yeah, and of course, in my previous videos, I told you, that already that Sathya Sai, he actually supported this very unusual, for some people, unusual idea that Jesus the Christ actually spent approximately 15 years in India learning philosophy and meditation, and Sathya Sai supported idea that actually Jesus was Janma Karana, so the soul born with a special mission. But of course, we have to remember that there are many, fortunately, quite many great masters who were born on this planet. For us, it's Guru Nanak, Zarathustra, Zoroaster, Krishna, Rama Avatar, Jesus, Buddha, Mahavira, Prophet, Muhammad. Yeah, I mean, so many great masters. This really wonderful place to be born, this planet Earth. So please do not think that this planet is something like hell. No, this is paradise. And of course, first of all, because we have Shivdi Sai, Sathya Sai, and Prema Sai, just here on this planet. While God bless all of us. Thank you very much. See you next time. Sai Ram.
Om Bhurбhuvassuham Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayantam